This is the Paragon Sr 24-volt freshwater pressure pump, recently removed from my 52-foot powerboat. It has been completely rebuilt. The motor received new brushes and bearings, and the pump received new impellers and seals. The purpose of this video is to document the actual maximum flow rate and maximum pressure attainable by the pump. The turn on, turn off performance with the existing pressure switch is also demonstrated. This photo shows the test setup. The test will begin by pumping water from the blue 6-gallon container on the right into the gray 5-gallon bucket on the left. And the bucket has been calibrated and marked with a Sharpie to show the exact level of 5 gallons inside the bucket. The manufacturer's specifications state that the pump should deliver a free flow rate of 11 gallons per minute. That can also be stated as 11 gallons per 60 seconds. Now, if the pump is able to deliver the 11 gallons in 60 seconds, as stated by the manufacturer, it can be calculated to deliver 5 gallons in 27.27 seconds. Okay, this is the procedure I have to start and stop the pump as accurately as possible. I have to try to hit this switch at the same time as I hit the start button on the stopwatch. Okay, let's give it a try. Here goes. And I'm going to try to stop this as close as possible to 27.5 seconds. $6.27. Oh, I did it not too bad. I got it just a little bit under the 27.25, which is what it should be. All right, so let's go take a look and see what we actually got. This bucket is just about right on the mark, probably as close as we're going to get. So it's looked like it's producing just about exactly 11 gallons a minute. You can see this bucket is pretty close to empty. Okay, the next step in the demonstration is the test of the maximum pressure that the pump is capable of. That can be accomplished by gradually closing the ball valve on the outlet of the running pump while reading the pressure gauge to see how high it goes. But before we do that, it will first be necessary to bypass the solenoid and the pressure switch, because the pressure switch will shut off the pump at approximately 56 psi. Okay, camera's running. I'm going to turn on the pump and then I'm going to close the valve and we'll see how high the pressure goes. Okay, you could see from this test that the pump quickly runs up to a pressure of about 98 psi, about double the operating pressure of the pump. This shows that the motor is strong and the pump is tight. Okay, the next step in the demo is to show you how this pump would work if it's actually installed in your boat and is operating under the control of a pressure switch. The new component in this setup is the blue pressure tank, which is absolutely essential if the pump is to be controlled by a pressure switch. Okay, now I'm going to start the operational test to show you how it would actually work inside your boat. Let's start with the system pressured up to where the pressure switch has turned it off. So as I open this valve and water starts to escape out of the pressure tank, and you'll see the pressure drop on the gauge. It's like if someone's taking a shower, and it's going to go down and down until it uses up the excess in the expansion tank and reaches a pressure of about 42 psi, I think, which is the way where the pressure switch is set, and it can be reset to whatever you want. Make it a little faster. So it's running out at the moment. Now the pressure is dropping. What you have just observed is 1.5 cycles of the pump that would take place over and over again if it was installed in a boat or an RV. We watched as the pressure dropped from about 56 psi down to about 42 psi as the water was released from the system, at which time the pump came back on and pumped the system back up to 56 psi and then shut itself off. These pressure changes of 12 to 14 psi due to cycling of the pump are typically not even noticed while using the water.